You know, sometimes the best school is the old school. And this gun right here is definitely old school, but it's built like a tank and it is extremely cheap if you can find them. This is a P series Ruger. This is the P95 DC, which DC stands for decock. It's a decocker only gun. It's a double action, single action, and you don't see these anymore unless you can find them on the used market, and sometimes you can find a like new condition. This one is in really good condition. These guns you can find for $300 or less, and you look in pawn shops at gun stores that take in used trades, and you can find these. I really like the old P series Rugers. They're a little bit bulky, but they're built like tanks. I like the P85s, the 89s, the 90s, the 95s. They're all good guns. They work, and they work well. They're really easy to operate, and they just last. Rarely have I come across a Ruger P series that had issues. Not saying they're perfect, but they're built well in my opinion. This one right here, again, it's the decock, and it's an older version. It has no rail. Some of the newer P95s do come with a rail, but this has no rail. It is again, it's a double single action. Polymer lower with the standard P series upper, as you can see here. Some of the older P series, like the P85, the P89 9mm, had that alloy lower. The P95, it's kind of interesting. They went to that polymer lower, but it's a good polymer. It's a very dense polymer. It reminds me of the polymer on like a Smith & Wesson shield or whatnot. It's very dense. It's going to hold up to a lot of abuse. That's the way Ruger built it, and they certainly last. This is a standard 15 round that came with it. It did come with two 10 rounders, and I don't really like the 10 rounders that much. I hate lower capacity magazines like that. I think every gun should come with a standard capacity 15 round. I think the mag capacity limits for handguns, it's just an absolute joke when it comes to certain states trying to lower the standard capacity of 15 rounds or 17 rounds down to 10 rounds or 5 rounds or what have you. But that's a whole other video. This gun right here, the ergonomics is really good. It's a chunky gun. It's an old school chunky 9mm, but the ergos are really nice. The decock is right here. You can see there is no safety on this gun. It's just a decock. So when you load her, fresh magazine, charge it, decock it, then holster it, put it in your gun safe, do whatever you're going to do with it. Your first round fired is going to be your double action, then it's going to cycle, and just like most of the other handguns out there, now you've got the nice crisp single action pull after that. These guns are very fast to shoot, especially the 9mm. They're very low recoiling. The slide catch slide release right here is much like a 1911, which I really like. If you're used to the 1911 manual of arms, you can insert the magazine, use your offhand to come around with the thumb, send the slide home, get your proper grip. I really like that. Of course, I always advocate just running over the slide, but if you do like using your offhand to actuate slide lock, slide release lever, then feel free to do so. The magazine release, it's not a push in, it's a push forward, and it is ambidextrous, just like the decock. It's ambidextrous on this gun. The sights, standard metal 3-dot sights. They are, the rear sights are dovetailed in, and these front sights are pinned in, so if you wanted to change them, it is possible to change them around. I just like these just fine. I've got no issues with the 3 dots. They're plenty visible, and I have some older video where I took a P95 and I was shooting at 100 yards with it, and I was doing really good with it. These guns are pretty natural as far as pointing goes. Running your malfunction clearance drills and stuff is real easy with this gun, and I highly recommend, if you haven't shot a P-Series gun, check it out. Try them out. You don't see them on the market that much. Again, usually you see them in the used pawn shops. Pawn shops, sometimes you can find some gems in a pawn shop. For some reason, at least in my area, when people trade off handguns, the P-Series Rugers, if they do end up trading off a gun or getting rid of it, that's something you see. I've owned other P-Series in the past. If you look back through my video library, you'll see that. A lot of P-Series guns I've owned, and if I remember right, one of them I did pick up at a pawn shop, and it ran just fine. So with that said, try them out, and just to show for size reference here, there's a P95 versus the Shield. The Shield is smaller, of course. The Shield is a subcompact gun, but just to show the general size difference between the full-size Ruger and the Shield. The Ruger's big, but it's not that big. It's still smaller than a Beretta. If you're familiar with the Beretta 9mm, it's still smaller than that. So alright, thanks a lot for watching. If you have experience with the P-Series, whether good or bad, be sure to put it in the comment section below. And as always, stay safe and stay free.